Hey everyone, I'm Tucker Hamilton with the National Equipment Dealers out of Savannah, Georgia. We're out here with Jim with the Doc Dynasty here in Brunswick, Georgia. And we're just gonna go over a little bit about this SV40 that he has with the Connect tamp on the end of it. So let's see what he has to say about the unit and how it helps his company.
I'm Jim McElrath. I'm the owner of a company called Doc Dynasty. People laugh when they get my calling card because they say, Doc Dynasty. And I said, if I ever make any money at this, I'm gonna call Willie Robertson and have him come over and do a dedication for me. My little company, we're kind of a new company to this business, but we've been building seawalls, we build floaters, we build docks, we build decks, boat lifts, just about anything that's on the water. We do. In fact, we also put in a product that's a new product called Snap Jackets. You can look it up on Piling Magic or look it up on docdynasty.org. It's a PVC coating that goes around pilings that look like they're about to fall apart because of worm borers, shipworms, and so on. But we've been installing decks and docks and floaters and ramps. And we've been working at this for about 5 years. I originally had the contract to take all of the docks off of St. Simon's Island, Morningstar Marina. And so we got broken into the dock business in the right way. So installing from the land like we do, we start at the land and work out. It's in some ways easier than trying to maintain a big barge with a 30-foot crane. Although I've got friends in this business here in Brunswick, and sometimes it's something that you actually have to have. You can't get by without it. So we sub that out if we need to. But the reason I got to know NED was we just got into conversation about needing a machine that would be powerful enough that would drive a hammerhead and a bucket. And so I got in touch with NED, talked with Tucker. Over a couple of months' time, we went back and forth. We looked at the SV35, we looked at the SV50, and the SV40, the machine we wound up with, was just perfect for us because we have to have a machine that's a little bit less than 10,000 pounds in order to work our way across the dock. Behind me, you can see the dock that we're working on today. And we build our bays in 10-foot sections. And they're built so well, my guys put them together so well that they support the weight of this machine. And of course, this has the hammer. We build 10 feet and then hammer the next set of pilings in, build that out 10 feet, and then pull 2 more pilings out and go out another 10 feet. So we work across the marsh. We're doing a 285 foot here, and we'll soon be going out to do a 750 foot dock across the marsh. That's a little time consuming because the machine has to go back and forth to pull the pilings out and so on. But this machine for us turned out to be just exactly what the doctor ordered. This is a perfect machine for us. I think it's got a 39 horsepower motor.
That's 40 horsepower unit.
40 horse, and it's powerful enough. I've seen machines that were too little when they tried to use a hammerhead on them, and or tried to use a bucket and dig deep, and running into problems and stuff like that. This Yanmar, in fact, when I told somebody recently that we were leasing a Yanmar, he said, wow, that's the Cadillac. So I guess it is, at least as far as my boys are concerned. They really like it, and solid machine, great on fuel. And the quick disconnect thing is what makes it so useful, because we have to have a bucket sometimes, and the quick disconnect at the end of the arm is ideal. And I used to haul equipment when I was in seminary, hauled heavy equipment as a part-time job, and so I know what a boon the advances in heavy equipment now have with joysticks. We didn't used to have joysticks, we had clutches and levers. But anyway, the drive is excellent, the pumps are great, and the engine is fantastic. So we just really enjoy the SV40, and if we keep going like we're going now, we may end up with another one. One of the things that we really appreciate about this Yanmar is the fact that on this particular hammerhead, which we got from Connect, and I actually had tested out and looked at a couple other, we looked at some air drive hammers and stuff like that. But we wanted a hydraulic, so therefore we wanted a machine big enough to pump the hydraulic needs necessary for the hammer. And one of the things that we did on this machine is that we took it to Diversified Welders here in Brunswick, and they put a cup on the bottom, about 4 inches of steel with 2 supports on it and so on. That is a safety feature that is really necessary. And you know, I don't know if I could send a word to Connect, but when they make these things, they need to have that as an option, because when you're pounding, you get at such different angles with the arm, and you have to go up and come down on top of the piling. We drive it down, actually, the first few feet actually go down. If the ground works right, you can actually drive it down with a chain, and then you disconnect the chain, get it down low enough so that the arm will reach up and put the hammer on top of the piling. Well, you have to have some sort of a cup. In other words, a piling needs to fit up inside of a cup, because if you don't, when you're driving at an angle, the hammer can slip off, and there's quite a drop when that thing just lets go. And it's a safety feature, it really is. So as soon as we got our Connect, we took it by a welding shop, and they put the bottom on for us. Now, one of the things that we really like about this machine too, these quick disconnects, they're good. I mean, they're very good, they're solid, and they're big enough. The other thing that we like so much about this machine is the tread. Now, you'll see, if you look at a close-up video of a dock, you'll see the tread marks going out, but you know what? That stuff just washes right off. We take a pressure washer at the end of the installation and just spray it off, and you look at it, looks like it's never been on there. So the other thing that we like about this machine, I've been on many excavators that had the blade. The thing that we like about the SV40 blade on the front is that you've got the angle movement, and you've got the up and down. In other words, I've used other machines, I'm not going to call their names, but they didn't have as many options in as far as movement is concerned. We use this, you wouldn't think of it necessarily as a cleanup, but when we get finished with an installation, like there's quite a bit of mud here, we'll bring a truckload of sand. We'll use this blade to do the first part of the leveling out, and it really comes out nice. And like I say, there's a lot of movement here. You can go up and down. The blade is actually used to stabilize when you're out on a dock at the end and you're putting pilings in. You have to put that blade down to stabilize the machine, because you have to work a piling down into the ground as you're hammering. And I've got an excellent operator who does this, and he does it very well. But one of the important parts, and when I first saw this, it really took me. I liked it so much because of the amount of weight that's up here, and you need that for stabilization. The other thing that I really like, when you look at the arm, compare the size of the metal that goes into building arms, and you'll see a big difference in this one and other machines that are this size. Now, they make smaller, you know, they make small machines, the county gets them and so on, other construction people use them, landscaping artists and stuff like that. So there are smaller machines, but for this size, this machine here, and if I can walk this way and show you one other feature that we thought was really good. Fortunately, we haven't had to use it much, but it's an excellent feature on the Yanmar, is that this cylinder protection that's here. And it's here and it's on the top. Now, the reason you need that is when you're swinging things around and in close order drills with trees and pilings and stuff like that, to have these protectors on the cylinders, and all of the main drive cylinders have it. So I thought that was an excellent feature too. We like the fuel fill up on it. It's easy to maintain. When I first put the first load of fuel in at the gas tank, I thought, I'm looking down in the thing, how in the world am I going to tell when it's full? Is it just going to splash out the top? Well, here, there's a little bubble level that rises in a little plastic tube, and you just look at that thing and watch it get to the top, you know, and then you know you're full. So far, it's been easy to maintain. We have put this machine through a lot. We really have. We've put in several seawalls and docks, and driving pilings, I think, is probably one of the hardest things that a machine this size will do, and we like this machine. One of the things that I've appreciated about working with NED is the fact that early on, when we were shopping for a machine to use the right size, right weight, right power, to be able to do everything we wanted, I ran up on Tucker at NED in Savannah, and we had a lot of telephone conversations back and forth about the machine, about what we were looking for. And these guys were just great. Tucker was great of being able to line up a machine, because it actually came out of another camp, and we were kind of pushed early on, I think, for had a deadline of getting a machine down there, and they worked hard at getting us a machine. And we actually had to have, we've had a service truck come and visit us, and I just want to say that it's been a pleasure working with the NED. And particularly Tucker. Tucker's been the front man that I've known from up there in Savannah, and it's been a good thing. It's been a good relationship, and I just want to say, Tucker, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate your help on things.